If you are a senior living in the United States, or if you help manage finances for an older family member, this update is extremely important. Over the past few days, new announcements and clarifications have created a lot of confusion around stimulus checks, IRS actions, and how these changes may affect Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and retirement income. Many people are hearing the number $2,700 and wondering what it really means, who qualifies, and when money could arrive. Today, we are going to slow everything down, explain the situation step by step, and make sure you clearly understand what is real, what actions matter, and how to protect your benefits. Let's start with the most important point. The $2,700 amount being discussed is not a single brand new stimulus check automatically going to everyone. Instead, it refers to a combination of payments, adjustments, and refunds that some seniors may receive depending on their situation. This includes delayed tax credits, IRS corrections, underpaid benefits, and certain one-time adjustments that are now being processed. For some people, these amounts can add up to around $2,700, while for others, the amount may be smaller or may not apply at all. Understanding where this number comes from is critical so you do not fall for misinformation or false promises. One major source of these payments involves IRS reviews of past tax filings. Over the last year, the IRS has been correcting errors related to stimulus credits, recovery rebate credits, and other refundable credits that were missed or miscalculated on earlier tax returns. Many seniors either did not file taxes because their income was low or filed returns that did not properly reflect their eligibility for these credits. As the IRS completes these reviews, they are issuing payments automatically in many cases without requiring seniors to take new action. These payments can range from a few $100s to over $2,000 depending on what was missed. Another part of the $2,700 discussion comes from Social Security benefit adjustments. When Social Security reviews records and finds underpayments caused by delayed updates, earnings corrections, or benefit recalculations, they issue retroactive payments. These are not bonuses or stimulus checks, but money that should have been paid earlier. For seniors living on fixed incomes, receiving a lump sum like this can feel like a stimulus, even though it is technically a correction. In some cases, these retroactive payments alone can exceed $1,000. Now let's talk about the IRS order that many people are asking about. The IRS has issued internal directives to speed up the processing of delayed refunds and corrections, especially for older Americans and low-income filers. This does not mean the IRS is ordering a new stimulus program. What it does mean is that existing backlogs are finally being cleared. For seniors who have been waiting months or even years for corrections, this is very significant. The IRS has acknowledged that delays caused financial hardship, and they are now prioritizing these cases. It is also important to understand how this connects to Social Security, SSI, and SSDI. Receiving a tax refund or correction from the IRS does not count as earned income for Social Security purposes. This means it generally does not reduce your monthly Social Security check. For SSI recipients, the rules are more sensitive, but in most cases, one-time tax refunds are not counted as income in the month received. However, if the money is saved and not spent within a certain period, it could count as a resource later. This is why planning matters. Many seniors are also hearing rumors that these payments will stop Social Security or trigger audits. That is not accurate. Legitimate IRS-issued payments do not cancel benefits. The key risk comes from scams. Unfortunately, whenever large dollar amounts are mentioned, scammers move fast. Seniors are being targeted with calls, emails, and messages claiming to help unlock the $2,700 payment. The truth is simple. If you are eligible, the IRS or Social Security will process it automatically or through official mail. No one should ask you to pay a fee, provide bank details over the phone, or click unknown links. Let's talk about timing, because this is where many people feel anxious. These payments are not being sent on a single national date. Instead, they are being issued in waves. IRS corrections are being processed throughout the current tax cycle, with many payments going out weekly. Some people may receive direct deposits, while others will receive paper checks. Social Security retroactive payments follow a different schedule and are issued after case reviews are completed. This means two neighbors can hear the same news but receive money at very different times. Another area causing confusion is the connection between retirement income and tax filing. Even if you normally do not file taxes, you may still receive IRS corrections if the agency already has enough information on record. However, in some cases, seniors who did not file for multiple years may need to submit a simple return to trigger a review. This does not mean you owe money. Often it is done only to release funds owed to you. This is something that should be done carefully, ideally with trusted help. It is also worth mentioning that some states are issuing their own relief payments, tax rebates, or senior assistance checks. These are separate from federal payments and vary widely by state. When people hear about $2,700, they sometimes combine federal and state payments in their minds. This can lead to confusion. Always separate federal IRS actions from state-level programs when evaluating your situation. As we move forward, the most important thing for seniors is awareness, not panic. Check your mail carefully. Review official IRS notices if you receive them. Make sure your Social Security information is up to date. If you use direct deposit, confirm that your banking information has not changed. Small administrative errors can delay payments, but they can usually be fixed. In the next part, we will go deeper into exact timelines, who is most likely to qualify for higher amounts, how to avoid benefit problems, and what practical steps seniors can take right now to stay protected and informed. Now that we have explained where the $2,700 figure comes from and why it is being discussed, let's focus on what seniors need to know going forward. This part is about clarity, protection, and smart decision-making, especially for those living on fixed incomes who cannot afford surprises. First, let's talk about who is most likely to see larger payments. Seniors who qualify for refundable tax credits from previous years are among the top group. This includes individuals who were eligible for stimulus-related credits but did not receive the full amount at the time. Many older adults were confused during earlier stimulus programs or believed they were not eligible because they did not file taxes. As the IRS corrects these records, payments are finally being released. Another group includes Social Security recipients who had delays or errors in benefit calculations. This can happen when earnings records were updated late, when benefits were recalculated after retirement, or when survivors' benefits were adjusted. These retroactive payments are not new money, but owed money. For seniors who have been waiting, receiving a lump sum can be life-changing, helping cover medical bills, housing costs, or debts. It is also important to discuss exact dates in a realistic way. There is no single national payment date for everyone. IRS correction payments are being issued on a rolling basis. Some seniors may already see deposits, while others may wait several weeks or longer. Social Security retroactive payments depend on individual case reviews. If you were recently notified of a correction, the payment often follows within weeks, but timelines vary. If you are worried about missing something, the safest step is to review official mail carefully. IRS letters may look intimidating, but they usually explain what is happening. Social Security notices outline benefit changes and payment details. Ignoring these letters can delay payments or cause misunderstandings. If something is unclear, seek help from a trusted source rather than guessing. Now let's talk about taxes and spending. One-time IRS payments are generally not taxable income if they are refunds or credits. Social Security retroactive payments may have tax implications depending on your total income for the year. This does not mean you will automatically owe money, but it is something to be aware of. Planning ahead can prevent surprises next tax season. For SSI recipients, handling lump sums requires extra care. While the payment itself may not count as income, keeping large amounts in your account for too long could affect eligibility later. Many seniors choose to use the funds for necessary expenses, such as housing, medical care, or home repairs. Understanding these rules helps protect ongoing benefits. Scams remain one of the biggest dangers right now. Seniors are being told they must confirm eligibility, pay processing fees, or act immediately to receive the $2,700. This is false. Government agencies do not threaten, rush, or demand payment through phone calls or messages. If someone pressures you, that is a red flag. Protecting your personal information is just as important as receiving the payment itself. It is also important to remember that financial relief does not fix everything. While these payments can help in the short term, long-term stability comes from understanding your benefits, budgeting carefully, regularly and staying informed. Changes to Social Security, Medicare costs, and tax rules happen regularly. Staying aware gives you control and confidence. If you help a spouse, parent, or older relative, share this information with them. Many seniors do not follow daily updates and rely on family members for guidance. A simple conversation can prevent missed payments or costly mistakes. As we look ahead, the key takeaway is this. The $2,700 figure represents real money for some seniors, but it is not automatic for everyone and not a single new stimulus check. It comes from corrections, owed payments, and adjustments that are finally being processed. Understanding this protects you from disappointment and scams while helping you take advantage of what you are entitled to. Stay patient, stay alert, and stay informed. Review your records, watch for official notices, and do not rush into decisions based on rumors. These updates matter because they affect your income, your security, and your peace of mind. In closing, remember why this information is important. For seniors, every dollar counts. Knowing how these payments work, when they may arrive, and how they affect your benefits helps you plan better and avoid problems. Staying informed is not just about money, it is about protecting your future and maintaining independence. Thank you for taking the time to understand these changes and keep paying attention to updates that impact your financial well-being.